I'm live, theoretically. The YouTube has been struggling today, and I now don't have the camera set properly anymore because I had to restart, and it's not my fault. I'm pretty sure it's not my fault. I'm pretty sure YouTube is just getting sick of me. So, if you are logging in, or if you're watching the recording of this, know that you should go, like I'm doing right now, to go hit Denver Guitar Orchestra and put our link up on the website so that everybody can come and join us. And it's not just you and me. Let's do a couple of paperwork, or what do we call it? Take a minute to talk about what the heck you're looking at. One, and as soon as somebody comes in who knows what they're doing, they'll say whether the sound is good. Hopefully, the sound is great. Vic is here, and she's probably going to say sound is good, and because I never can tell from moment to moment whether the sound is working, whether I'm even plugged in lately on YouTube, and so hopefully the sound is working fine, and you can hear me, and everybody's happy. And if not, then we will reload and try again. Um, and if the sound is good and we hold out here, what we will be doing is go running through Pat YouTube during. Yeah, YouTube. We got chopped right in the middle of baritone class. Don't know what happened. It happens, right? That's all right. I'd said enough. Um, and sound is good. I'm holding on. Vic is here. Got a couple other people who are logged in to the widget thing. I think you guys have the widgets right here. My widget's sitting up over here. We're here. We're going to play some guitar until it tells us that we are completely disconnected. I can usually tell once I get disconnected because the number of people observing just goes doot, 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 doot. And then I'm like, oh, brother, I'm disconnected. So anyway, we're going to play levels 1 through 4. Level 1 is one chord songs. Level 2 is two chord songs. Level 3 is public domain, whatever number of chord songs. And level 4 today is YMCA. So let's get tuned up. Grab your guitars. We're going to do everything we can to get this in before YouTube decides to die and completely on me. I'm going to make sure I'm in tune here. If you are level 1, and I say, what's the phrase that pays? You say, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. That's the most important thing from level 1. Tune your guitar. Second most important thing from level 1, hold your guitar. I recommend highly, highly, highly that you hold the guitar. If you're sitting down, that you practice with it between your legs, and that this is at about a 45 to 60 degree angle. And I know it feels weird and not necessarily what you want to do. But if you are holding it this way, you're making your life harder, and it's going to mean that your thumb has no choice but to be sticking up there like a periscope, and that's going to make your chording harder. So I recommend very strongly that you hold it like this, because if you ever decide you're going to be a professional guitarist, you're going to be standing up in front of a microphone, and your guitar is going to drop into this position anyway. So you might as well be practicing with it there at home in that correct way. Next thing, um, Evelyn is saying, it's great to be back. Evelyn has spent, I think, the entire day with me today. So Evelyn is probably medium to be back. Vic and I got chopped in the middle of baritone class, so we'll see if we hold out through this one. I don't know what happened there. We are playing in level 1. We're playing Row, Row, Row Your Boat today, which is the key of D. And so we want to make sure you're good with your D chord, index finger, third string, second fret, middle finger, first fret. First string, second fret, and ring finger reaches out here, second string, third fret. We try to use just strings 4, 3, 2, and 1. But if you end up hitting the 5th string, it's okay. If you hit the 6th string, you get arrested. So don't do that. Okay. Strumming this way, strumming down and up, plucking. Whatever works for you. Let's give it a try. From the top, we'll count in 1, 2, and then we're going to go 1, 2. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Go back to the top. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. One more time. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. One last time. Row, row, row your boat right across the lake. Don't stand up and rock the boat, oh, that's a big mistake. Okay. Row, row, row your boat. Probably my favorite song out of book one. Just has just a joyousness about it. D chord is also a very happy sounding chord. I do think you can do yourself a huge favor. I was looking the other day. I was looking at. I thought I for the millionth time Google any decent one chord songs. I'm getting sick of Farmer in the Dell. I'd like to get Farmer in the Dell, and I can never find an old one chord song that's worth playing. But the one that comes up, there's this one web page that says great one chord songs for to play on guitar, and almost all of them are in D because D just is just great. You know, Creedence Clearwater has one, and the Beatles have one. They're not really one chord songs, but they're sort of one chord songs. But D just is just happy chords, right? That's just a happy sound. All right, row, row, row your boat with chords. Let's now play it with melody. Remember, one note at a time. Your big challenge here is learning to read the tablature. If you're new to guitar and you want to play at the high level, if you want to be lead guitar, you have to be able to play melody, and that's where tablature comes in. Okay, so just all you have to do is pick whichever fret is the correct fret. In this case, a couple of threes on the second string. Remember, tablature is upside down. The more you play, eventually you don't think about it anymore. It is just upside down, and that's the way it works. But when you first start, it takes a little bit of learning. Okay, a little bit of patience with yourself. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3, 5. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3. Let's do it again. Go. 3, 3, 3, 0, 2, 2, 0, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, 2, 0, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Okay, logging in now. Hey, Pauline, welcome. Glad you're here. The nice part about row, row, row your boat is you get a chance to play some down here and also in way up here, right? And grab your 10th position thing. Now, there's a tendency to want to grab those with your pinky, right? But I think in this case, it doesn't make a lot of sense. You're only playing 10s or possibly 11s down here, using your strong finger, the one that makes the one you can rely on the most to grab your 10s, because you're also going to need to grab 11s when you start playing the tough uke on this. And so I think just using your index finger here on 10 is the best choice. Okay, if you are truly level 1, I want you to be able to play the D chord and strum along two strums per measure, and I want you to be able to play the melody, okay, what we just did. And then if you are beyond level 1, then we start talking about tough acts. But if you're truly level 1, I don't expect you to play the tough acts. It's too hard. It's just too much when you first get started. And so we only bring up tough acts in level 2 and beyond. Okay. So if you're truly level 1, don't worry about tough acts. I'm going to play it for you so that you get a sense of what it's going to be like when you are ready for it. But right now it's just too hard. And so I would not lose sleep over the fact that you can or can't play tough acts. It's meant for you once you get your melody playing solid and your chording solid, then we can start talking about combining those two things in tough axe. Okay, so for when you're ready, this is what the tough axe is going to sound like. And again, if I'm here locally, I just use it as a demonstration piece. I don't ask the students to play it. Okay, if you're a teacher, 1, 2. Again. Okay. Give you a couple of different things to be aware of. Like first time through, just thumb down. It'll work on every single arrangement I ever write on guitar. Thumb down is what's happening. Okay, always sounds beautiful. And then I switch to claw picking in order to get that skill set up to speed as well. So both of those skill sets are going to be necessary for you as a fingerstyle guitarist. All right, there's row, row, row your boat. Not a ton of instruction. We're already on Wednesday. Monday and Tuesday is when we stick all the instruction. Wednesday and Thursday, we just try to play the songs. And then, of course, on Friday is our concert where hopefully I just get to talk about my day and how much I love you guys. And we play a little music and then we go home. Okay, so let's go on to the more we get together in level 2. And this has your G chords. Going to your D chords. Those 2 chords are going to come up every single day when you play guitar. So the sooner we learn them and get really solid logging, I'm reading logging in now. As soon as we get solid playing them, we will. Okay, the sooner we get solid with those, the sooner we're going to be playing. We can start speeding up our play. Okay, so let's get the G chord on. They're way far apart. So I'm going to sing, and I'm going to strum. Hopefully you keep up with me. Okay, 1, 2. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. Let's go to the top. The more we dance together, the more we dance together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we dance together, the happier we'll be. Last time. The more we play together, the more we play together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friends are my friends, and my friends are your friends. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. 2, 3. Okay. Clearly, I don't know that song very well. It was late on a few of my chord changes, right? What are you going to do? You're not going to lose sleep over it. You were late on a couple chord changes, Gary. Stop doing that. Okay. those are your chords. Those are, I would say, of all of the level one chords, G is pretty definitely the hardest. It takes a little bit of getting used to putting it on. For me, C chord's always been my Achilles heel. I just have a hard time getting it on. But G chord's plenty challenging for those of you who are newer. Okay, so level two, kind of expect you to be able to know how to play a G and a D. Also expect you to be able to play the melody. Okay, and so if I'm teaching you, we would be spending not as much time talking about G chord, D chord, and how to play the melody. We would just go through, play it, make sure everything's going smoothly for you, and then we would spend more time talking about tough acts, and we would also then be starting to discuss arpeggio playing. So before we get too far away from chords, let's talk about arpeggio playing. You've got your chord on here, okay, and you're in three, okay. So you want to have some factor of three per chord. And in this case, I've written it out with six. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Something to practice on at home. Let's just take a little easier as thumb, index, middle, and let's use these strings 4, 3, and 2. Thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. And then all you have to do is keep that pattern steady, keep it going. You'll sing over the top of it, and then you just have to make sure your chords are on in time. So it would look like this: 1, 2, 3. I got to count in two and then go 1, 2. The more we get together, the more we get together, the happier we'll be. Okay, so again, just keeping 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's going to make if you are a singer, that's where your bread and butter is going to be. You hold the chord, you pluck an arpeggio, and then you sing over the top of it. You're going to sound very, very sophisticated without necessarily being a great guitar player. You just got to know your chords, know to keep this thing steady, and it's going to make you sound really, really much more sophisticated than otherwise. That's arpeggio picking. Okay, hold the chord, do this, and you got lots of choices over here of how you would approach that. You could play the six as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could do that, all right. But or you could do what's written on the paper: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Try different things with different songs until you find the one that you like the best. Sometimes it's not arpeggio picking, but most of the time that's going to sound pretty nice. All right, now, so let's play the melody next. So that's our chord discussion on The More We Get Together. So now we switch to melody discussion, and let's begin. Let's just play through that and see what weird things show up and see if anything we got to think through. Mostly you're going to be in first position. Index finger is 1, middle fingers are 2, ring fingers are going to get the 3s. Okay, from the very top, 1, 2. Oh, 3. Oh, 3, 1, oh, 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 2, oh, 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 3, oh, 3, 1, oh, 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 2, 2, oh, oh, oh. Oops, I goofed up. Where did I mess up? To get to happier we'll be. I blew it. Let's start from the top again. I got my head in the wrong spot. From the top. 1, 2. Oh, 3, oh, 3, 1, oh, 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 2, oh, 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 3, oh, 3, 1, oh, 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 2, 2, oh, 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 2, oh, 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 2, oh, 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 3, oh, 3, 1, oh, 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 2, 2, 2, oh, oh, to the top. Oh, 3, oh, 3, 1, oh, 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 2, oh, oh, 3, oh, 3, 1, oh, 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 2, 2, oh, oh, 3 1 0 2 2 0 One more time. Whoops, let me go one more time from the top. 3 3 1 0 2 0 3 3 1 0 2 2 Last ending. 2 3 4 1 2 3. Okay, there's that. Make this person go away and click. Oh, I like this. Okay, so now a lot of times we get, for some reason, we get spammers because we're so popular. All right, so now you've got the melody down, right? So hopefully second, third, fourth time through, right, you're getting the melody where it's starting to flow through pretty well. I find when I'm starting to work on a song, just playing the melody a whole mess of times until I really get a feel for the song. The sheet music obviously is very important if I'm playing in group to get the timing exactly right. But as a solo player, I don't spend a ton of time worrying about getting the timing exactly right. I really want to find those areas that are going to challenge me and are going to be a bit of a problem. And in this case, I found it was the 2 2s, the eighth note 2 2s in major 7, 2 2 0 0. So that's where my challenge was, and so now I know that, right? So now when I switch over to Tough Act, I'm gonna be like, okay, I've got that problem solved there. What are my new challenges that are going to happen? Okay, so we've played the melody, played the chorus, worked on arpeggios a little bit. So now we got to dig into the Tough Act side of things. Okay, and that's going to be a G chord here. With your 3 on the second string. Okay, first note is the 0, then a little strum, 0 3 1. You already have the 3 down, so you should have left it down. Now you got to go grab that 1, and then come right back to a G, but leave the bottom open. Go grab a full D chord and just play these 3 strings. And in this arrangement, you're going to use the 5th string. G chord, leave the bottom open. Add your ring finger. 0 3 1. Back to G. Grab a full D chord. And there's where that da da. Okay, because full D chord. G chord, open bottom, D chord, full G chord, add your ring finger, 0 3 1, back to your G chord, full D chord, and then 4 strings of a G chord. Get the 3. That's just a pretty note, just a bong, right? Bong. Then let's go back and grab the 0. Okay, 3rd string 0. All right, that's how we do it. Okay, let's go through, play the whole thing twice. Let's play it twice. 3 times is too many. From the top. 1, 2. notice I'm leaving my G chord on until the guitar stops doing its job. Okay, very pretty little tune. Um, Not terribly hard, but certainly kind of gangly in terms of my G chord is all over the place. Sometimes I have my ring, sometimes I don't. The D chord is fairly consistent, right? You grab that D chord and everything is nice and neat and orderly, and it kind of sounds really punchy through there. I like that a lot. Um, I'm just Pauline, I haven't sent you your sheet music for YMCA. I feel really bad about that. That's where I was having this mental cognition. Like, did I send her that? I didn't send her that. I'll have to send it to you after class because I'm not logged in properly, and it takes a bit of to doing to get logged in. So I apologize, Pauline. I'll get you YMCA right after the class is over today. Um, let's go on then to level 3 guitar, level 3, and we are playing. What are we playing at level 3? We're playing Trumpet Voluntary. Okay, and again, this is one of those tunes that isn't necessarily familiar to you, so please take time, go to the website denverguitarorchestra.com if you haven't been there, and click on sheet music. Okay, at the very top is all of the tunes, MP3s. Okay, and you can actually download those into your phone and then use an app to slow them down and then play along to them, and it will make you a better player. Not a ton of my students do that, and I wish more would. I know that almost all the advanced players, they'll go listen to these tunes a million times. They'll use the app to slow it down, play along. It's just really helps. I would tell you the only downside to playing along with MP3s is that you get where you're a little bit mechanical. You're really, whatever the MP3 says to do, that's what you do. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but in terms of being an artist, sometimes we question the timing of things just a tiny bit. And especially as a soloist, you're going to do that quite a bit more when you are working in ensemble. You don't have that luxury, and so those MP3s can really be helpful when you're playing in ensemble. But they're also just helpful for, hey, I don't really know this song very well. I'm going to go listen to it 50 times and see if I can get where I understand it. Now, we've been through this song quite a bit this week. So at level 3, we start talking about, hey, let's go through it once or twice, make sure we understand what we're doing. Then we'll just play the darn thing, okay? And so this one, since there's no lyrics, we usually don't spend a ton of time on the chords. The chords are not complicated here. You've got your D, you got your A, you got your A7 in a couple of places. And an E7. Do you have A7s? You don't have A7s. E7. So it's really your level 1 chords. You got your Ds, you got your A's, and you got your E7s. Is that it? That's it, I think. We don't even have any bar chords in this. So no bar chords. Nice. Okay, so the chords themselves are not terribly challenging. Let's run through the melody. We'll play it as written. So in other words, we will play down through measure 16. Then we will come back and play 1 through 8. Skip over to major 17, and play to the bottom of page 2, and then come back and play 1 through 8 again. Okay, just the melody this time. Let's see how you're doing with that. Hopefully that's starting to come together. By the time you're at level 3, playing melody should no longer be a major for you. Like your eyeball has got the tablature turned upside down. That sort of stuff is no longer a major problem for you. And especially a song like this where your hardest notes are 4s. You've got some 4s in here. Those are going to be with your pinky. And then, of course, you've got some 5s and 7s. So usually we slide up to 5th position to play those 5s and 7s. Not always, but most of the time that makes the most sense, just to play in 5th position. You get 1 through 4 that way, and then 5 through 8 is your 5th position. That usually works. Not in every song, but a lot of times. Okay, let's give it a try from the top. And be thinking about the Prince of Denmark walking in with his robes on and a hat, the thing. And let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Measure 5. 2, 3, go. Two, three to the top. Three, four. So hopefully the tune is making sense in your head, right? That all sounds like it makes sense. It sounds like the King of Denmark walking in to something. Okay. You used to play this at weddings. Nobody plays it at weddings anymore, but it's something you could imagine a bunch of trumpeters, dun 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 dun, dun and um, so kind of a unique tune to bring onto guitar in the first place, but I do think it's got a nice wholeness and a nice, a very pleasant way about it. Okay, so then once we know we got the melody down, we know how the song goes, we know we can handle all these chords. So then we mess up our lives and try to work on the tough axe line. Okay, so start with your D chord, as we always do in fingerstyle. Again, we're going to play it straight through, just like it is, just like it's written. It's already 3:35. Oh my God, the time goes crazy. We'll play it straight through 3 times, well, more or less 3 times through, right? Okay, from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. for a while until the Prince of Denmark has exited the building. Slow it down, and there we have it. Okay? Whew. Feel like the nice part about Tough Acts, hopefully you're finding this too, your head is entirely and completely engaged in the activity. There is no room in your head for anything else. Every time you're playing Tough Acts and you're playing it well, the world is invisible. You are no longer, you are all by yourself in this really tremendous world of numbers and notes and motions and tools and all this stuff, and you don't have time for any nonsense, right? And that's what I love about playing Tough Acts, is just the freedom that your mind has to eliminate all of its distractions. Um, it sure takes concentration. That's Vic's word. Oh, Pauline said nice. Hopefully that's nice about the song, right? Um, I think that you could do yourself a huge favor. Just get yourself focused in, and even, the level two stuff, right? Just start with there. Dig into that. Get the melody figured out, get the chords figured out, and then start bringing those together. It takes all of your energy and all of your brain power and all of your just commitment to excellent. And then when you get to the end of the song, you're like, ow, that kind of hurt, right? But the cool part is, and they've done tons of studies on this, is that that activity of creating actual music on a real legitimate music requires the most areas of your brain. So your language is processing, your math is processing, there's firing back and forth between your logical brain and your art brain and all of this stuff. All of this stuff is just going crazy in your head, and it's really, really beneficial for you, I think. And the nice part about music is you're never done, right? There's always the next thing you're going to be working on. And similar to every morning, you open up your laptop or whatever, or your phone, and there's a new crossword puzzle, right? And every morning you're like, well, I've done a million crossword puzzles, but every single day it requires a whole another set of thinking to get you're like, I don't remember what that Lana from 1950. Oh, Lana Turner. Yeah, that's right. Who knows, whatever. But the same thing with music at a much higher level is that you're going to be, because not only are you digging into it with mentally, but you're digging into it emotionally and artistically and physically. And so it really takes your whole guitar moment. And it just, to me, sometimes I have a couple of friends who say they're bored once in a while, and I'm like, I haven't been bored ever, because I have music. And especially guitar. Guitar is really, really hard. Okay, let's run through very quickly. I'm going to have to shut it down a little bit early today because I got an appointment I got to get to, but I do want to run through YMCA just once. Okay, just once. And Pauline, again, I apologize. I'm trying to be more on top of my email than I am, but it didn't work this week. And if you are hanging out up here in the widget, and you want to play YMCA with us on Thursday night at our first ever YMCA one song concert. It'll be Thursday night. It's all the information's on denverguitarorchestra.com. The level 4 stuff is $10, but all the levels 1, 2, and 3 you can learn to play. So if you decide, I don't want to give Gary any money, levels 1, 2, and 3 are where you're at, and then level 4, because it's copyrighted modern stuff, we're a little more careful about how we hand that stuff out. So YMCA, play the chords, play the melody, whatever. We're going to do. We're going to play it through verse 1 and then verse 2, and then we're going to get out of here. Okay. And I do apologize for cutting things off just a tiny bit early today, but I do have an appointment I have to get to. Okay. So grab you whatever way you want to play. I'm going to play it Tough Acts. I'm going to hope for the best. Okay. We're on day 97 of this. No, we're not. This is only, I think, the 6th or 7th time we've worked on this. And so hopefully it's starting to come together for you in some meaningful way. And Vic, by the way, when I see the phrase "I'm getting better" or "I got it!" ! Those types of phrases make me so happy, right? Because what that means is that you started here and now you're here. And that's the only thing I do in my whole entire teaching career around music is I don't care where here is, I just got to get you here. And if you're here, I got to get you here. And if you're here, I want to help you to figure out how to get to there. And once you get here, then I don't like you anymore anyway because you got all this attitude. No, but really, we're just trying to take you here, level up a little bit. Here, level up a little bit. Here, level up a little bit. And music works in plateaus. You go, oh, I can't play it all. Oh, wait, I can play a little bit. Oh, and then you're this way. I'm gonna quit because I'm stuck. Right. So we tend to plateau as we go along, and that process, the pushing to get to that next plateau, is really the what's exciting, I think, in music. What hopefully is working for you. YMCA, 2 verses. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. To the top. Rest. Shoot. All right, so I chopped that up pretty poor. Tomorrow we're starting with YMCA. That's going to be first thing out of the box. Obviously, I am exhausted. That was pretty poor. It was like I was playing it for the first time. You ever had that happen where you think you got a song and then you start to play it and you're like, I don't know any of these notes. Um, so the problem solving I did around measure 13, completely forgot about it as I walked in, and then measure 15 I know better than to show up there and be like, what's that? So I got to call it though, guys. That's the best I can do today. So thank you for being here. Pauline, you're my first priority as soon as I get offline here is to get that new piece of music to you. Thursday night is on the, yep, it's on the calendar. There'll be this tomorrow night. at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. So, Vic, that's 7 p.m. for you. We just play YMCA. We spend an hour just working through it. That's our Thursday night one song concert. And what we do on Thursday nights is we have whatever our level 4 song is for the week, and then we just bury it. Okay. So we work on trying to get every single motion that we're going to do. And hopefully, one way or another, that creates for level 4 players, it creates this situation where, like, hey, I know how to play this song. I may not know how to play it well in time with emotion and beauty, but I know everything about the piece of music. And so Thursday nights we dig into just whatever the level 4 song is for the week. Usually works pretty good. You usually walk away going, yeah, I can do that. Okay, so that's what we do on Thursday night. Please, yeah, I know the log will be right there. So if if you're working on YMCA, that's the thing to do. If you're not working on it, then obviously don't come. It's fine. But that's our level 4 because we have a bunch of people here locally that are just dying to get together, and I'm not letting them get together because I don't want to die. And so they're dying to get together, right? So we're creating a situation where those players that are pretty competent, that are most of them are better players than I am. We get a chance to get together and make sure that they are have some heavy duty understanding of the sheet music. So that's what we're doing. Vic, so glad you're here. Pauline, thanks for being here. Evelyn, as always, you put in a lot of time with me, so thank you. And anybody else hanging out up here in the widget? Glad you joined us. Glad you're here. We're going to keep playing until Carlos Santana calls us for information, right? And so we'll keep at it. Nancy, good to see you. I figured you were one of those hiding up here. And again, no reason ever that you need to feel like you have to log in and you have to chat. Just as long if you want to come and just sit and get what you can out of it, I'm 100% fine with that. So, guys, have a wonderful day. Be safe. Do good. Practice and show up. Oh, that's a nice way to end it. Have a great night, you guys. I will see you tomorrow.